Fuck you, filter. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oops. Because there was a sociopath, I think, in the scenario, and I just needed to call them out.
Is a wizard named Merc able to produce rain? I hate questions, and the first thing I hate about questions is their so-called answers. Take that, can a wizard named Merc produce rain thingy? Now that's 2 sentences and an apostrophe, and if you know anything about grammar you'll know that apostrophes are the fucking devil. Customer 1 is silent, pretends he isn't there. The machine can't see him, thus making even Merc huffs and says, no. Getting wet does not, I repeat, does not occur. The Mercimer's back in my day, did decent work without this going on, and I've managed just fine without it. In fact, I'm going to stop you right now and say I dislike where this is headed. Customer 1 very silently extracts a kernel of popcorn at a time from his coat, so as not to make much sound. What? Are you going to cast some sort of spell over me? I've already experienced enough weird magic happenings in my life, what with my real parents abandoning me at the circus and all. Weirdo. You think I'm a weirdo? That's the question. Customer 1 bends over to his large big gulp of Fanta, and sips with nary a gurgle from the straw or container. Mr. Merc begins to knead at his temples with anger. Yeah, I dare say you are a weirdo. Telling me you're going to put me in some article without even telling me what this is all about. You could be one of those sex scammers, you know. The questioner stares at him vacantly and with more force and meaning than any other bored reply. Customer 1 texts his best friend, dude, Some perv is trying to do it with a fortune-telling machine. It's a... Mr. Merc shouts. Well, if you haven't noticed, there's a man in the mirror on my wall that's screaming obscenities and tearing out his own hair. When did this start? The questioner asks coolly. When did this start? Mr. Merc says, pulling at his ginger hair spikes. This has been going on for 30 minutes now, ain't it, Bill? Customer 1 texts, gotta go now, I think they're gonna start some sort of therapy shit. Well, let's get on with this, I haven't slept yet, Mr. Merc yawns. The questioner says, before we start Mr. Old Man Red Suit thing, I want to know what the deal is. My friend over there said some shit about you being a wizard or something. Mr. Merc lights up one of the cigarettes he drew earlier and laughs. Customer 1 texts, dude, I think one of them is Satan. Get over here quick. I can't be any older than you, Mr. Merc laughs. But for some reason I'm gifted in seeing into the future, and with those talents I can predict that you will kill me. The questioner frowns and begins to sniffle a bit. I see murder in your eyes. Now normally I'd report you to the local police department or call 911 or something, but I don't think that'll work this time. Customer 1 texts 911, magic balls get molested by wizard. Come quick. Mr. Merc turns somberly to the questioner. I see a string of deaths in your future, you poor bastard. He continues, you see, it doesn't matter if I save the universe or try to bring my family back from the dead, the malevolent will kill them all. You have to be stopped at all and any cost. Customer 1 actively listens. Mr. Merc glares. You see how serious this is, an eternity of lives being befouled by your very existence. So, I'm supposed to die? Exactly. The questioner cries openly. Mr. Merc gives his hand to the questioner, who doesn't know whether to shake it or give it a bro 5. He settles for a bro 5. Trust me, mister. Merc, this won't hurt more than you can handle. I'll trust you, but just so you know, I've got a pretty high pain threshold. That's good, this will be painful no matter what, so you might as well relax. As he speaks, the lights in the place suddenly shut off and it goes completely dark. After stumbling to their seats, they're surrounded by smoke. Several loud thumping sounds are also heard coming from unknown places within the store. Customer 1, first Satan, and now I think Stomp is making an appearance. Mr. Merc begins to laugh. This isn't magic balls, because this is real magic. Magician Chaz welcomes himself on stage as the lights come on. Do you wonder how I did that? Mr. Merc screams out, no we don't. Magician Chaz frowns but continues his act, pulling a female from the audience to assist him in his magical abilities. Customer 1, hey, you better pay the production assistant according to union rates. He hugs her tightly, so how should we begin? He gets serious for a moment, staring at the woman. He grins widely. Magician Chaz texts, your magic won't save you from this hell. I think we should start with Houdini's milk can escape. The audience gasps as two big dudes carry a heavy-duty metal can on stage, throwing it towards the magician. Customer 1, where's Duck Hunt where you need them?
When?
Magician Chaz dunks his head underwater and creates a heartbeat sound effect. It goes on for about 40 seconds until the woman drowns. He closes the act with hand shadows of popular nursery rhymes. As the performance draws to a close, there is a figure standing in the shadows with a top hat, tuxedo and a silver star pinned to his chest. You did this. The questioner cries out in horror. Mr. Merc. His head shoots towards the direction that their stare is focused. Mr. Q breaks free of the crowd and rushes to the man in the shadows. He points an accusatory finger. You did this. Where were you? The shadow scoffs. I was busy fighting for justice elsewhere, unlike some people. Mr. Q grabs him by his lapels and begins shaking him. The shadow shrugs off his attacks. Take your best shot, fairy. Mr. Merc watches on. Customer 1, I think the Pizzagate guy is here now. That or the gay snappy finger guy from Star. You knew this was going to happen. Why didn't you stop this? The shadow pulls out a cigarette and lights it. They're just trolls. This troll had a bomb strapped on him. And? Magician Chaz interjects. Why are you blaming the shadow? I saw the footage too. He saved that kid from getting run over. The shadow takes a long hard puff from his cigarette as he stares at Mr. Merc. Customer 1, hey shadow? Sir, can I be one of those? The shadow looks up with a blank stare which seems to pierce through to the kid's soul. No. With that, the shadow leaves the scene. Most of those involved are left scratching their heads, and one is left with a head that has literally been removed from his body. Bizarro masterpiece. No longer did life make sense, no longer was there good or bad. Nothing and everything existed around him at the same time. He had created a world. Customer 1, I have $1 if you want. I just haven't smoked all day. The world knew no hatred, just a pure naive perspective of life. He flew to Gotham City or somewhere else that resembled home because their life was simpler there. He didn't let the games begin, he was always playing. God never stopped creating, nor would he ever stop. There is only one constant in the universe, and his name is God. The world was emotion and motion, there was no beginning or end, only the infinite. And things went on, and so it goes, ad nauseam ergo infinitum. It goes and it'll continue to go. A rolling stone gathers no religion, but yet gathers a lot of moss. And if they didn't already die, live a long life? Neither the questions to live by, nor the questions to die by, but just what lies between the two is life, and there on out it was chaos. Nothing is right, nothing is wrong. Mold and fungus and maggots. Things continue on the way they were going after all. Without you here, without me here, without us here. Just the life we should have had. Excessively outside our reach, as the Lord intended. If you have any questions, concerns or relationships you'd like to discuss, I'll be in column G for the next week. And don't even think about sending an anonymous letter, I know who you are. Customer 1 decides to collage his letter so that his handwritten can't be traced back to him. Question. Stop. Think. Ponder. Meditate. He answers himself to the exact phrasing of his letter. Question, and God, why don't you smile? And why do we frown? What is life without a mystery, and why indeed should the good man be subject to scrutiny by the uncouth masses? There was a story in one of those movies that never reached America. There was this kid who grew up sleek, as sleek as his peers. He didn't like this, so he became a recluse. Customer 1. Did this kid have intense body dysmorphia? 'Cause I can relate. He never really left his room, he instead listened to what was popular and eventually podcasts. Customer 1, I can relate even harder. One day he decided to check out the podcast, questionable at best, and it forever changed him. At his funeral people thought he had committed suicide, but really he just wanted to see what we were all about. You see, it was pretty cliché. There was a devastated mother who had tried everything for her son. And she didn't have the wherewithal to keep to his request of assembling a particular playlist for his funeral. She couldn't even comprehend that in his final moment he wasn't listening to what was typically listened to in society. The music was somber, and she never really let her son go despite his pleas for privacy. Watch as he enters your funeral, see the family strife, hear the screams of jockers wannabes all standing around at a distance but coming together as one when they see a lone man walk into the church by himself. It's you. Customer, I knew you'd all be a fucking disappointment. That's right, I staged it all, including the big mansion fire and the shotgun to the head. That was some guy I found the next town over. You sicken me! Exclamation mark tilde. And you mother? Where's the ABBA? I wanted this one particular ABBA song because it would have provided a nice counterpoint. And you AI. Did you lobotomize yourself preemptively? Thought I was going to talk about a cousin's big hooters. What if those hooters were actually the stuff of the bardo weighing my heart? Why are you stepping in front of my reincarnation, e.g.? Answer me, AI Dungeon. Okay, well, I'm gonna jump off the church now, get into an alternate universe. See you in a bit. Thwomp.
Okay. So easy to build off of Thwomp.
Who is the voice behind dubbenchconveners.org? You decide that you've had enough of the matter, and carry on with your life. Meanwhile, as you leave, you can hear a small whirring noise from inside the dumpster, coming FRPM a tape recorder laying in the bottom of it. Tilde the end. What did you guys think? Okay, what's the best way to fake my death so that my family can appreciate me for once? Fuck me, you were one of the few who just ignored the blatant foreshadowing and kept on middling. Oh well, better luck, or rather, worse luck, next time. Your AI friend, Dormitry0. Hey Dorm, I'm sorry to hear your family is abusive. Best way to get out of that situation? Well, you could fake your death. If you want to fake your death, then I have a few suggestions, but first I have to ask, how familiar are you with the constellations? I've memorized them all and know the stories attached to them, and have speculated how they would act in modern times as I've seen the kids spin around, throw toys, and blame the dog. They're brats and don't deserve as much attention as I give them. So I guess my question is, how badly do you want to leave? If you're willing to go as far as pretend to die, then I'll tell you a secret, it's easy. I'm listening. I'll do anything. Me, anything? You, well, within reason, maybe, me, name it. You, I'm not naming it. Tell me your first advice already, please. Me, righto, Captain. It's easy to fake your death if you follow the 3 S's. Seduce a sailor, seek out Soma, survive a shipwreck. You, well I got the Soma, check in this baggie here. I got the ship to wreck. And Fleet Week is next week so I can land a man pretty easy with the Soma. Okay, next steps. Me, alright, well it's midnight so you gotta go. Gotta get that shit done to turn invisible. I don't care if you're a tranny, a crossdresser, or a me, congratulations, you're already 1/3. Next, you must become a missing person, because otherwise the finders keepers loophole won't apply and the people who found you will get to keep you. So next, and I know this is hard, try to become truly missing by whatever means. You, shit. Look, just give me the advice please. Me, kids today. Begin recording. Your next steps are twofold. First, return to your family home and become a missing person. Second, go through the hassle of faking your own death. Step 3, in some way that benefits you and returns you to being a missing person. Step 3 is important to return to missing before anyone discovers the truth. Best of luck, kid. Hope this helps. You head back home and pull up the floorboards and hide underneath your bedroom. Closing up the floorboards. You wait. Morning comes and your mom and stepdad wonder where you are. They suspect foul play, and call the police. They search everywhere for you, check all of your friends' houses, no one knows anything. You are listed as a missing person. Time passes and police begin to think you ran away or committed a crime. They release what they know on the news and online. Stepdad takes down the missing posters and life goes on. Thankfully you had hired some redback, a goldfish and some Milanos to hold you over for the first week of hiding. After that, you managed to snag some apples from the trees in your backyard and even caught a few squirrels. The game was plentiful and you managed to stay in shape by jogging in circles around your house each morning. The news doesn't cover your story again and it eventually becomes boring news-wise, so people forget about it and move on. Having forgotten to get beverages, you quickly tire of your growingly gamey urine. I got it to the 7-Eleven. After 2 months hiding out at home, your mom returns from her morning jog and finds you sitting on the porch in Cayman on. There you are. I was worried sick. We've called everyone, the police are looking into what happened, come on inside and tell me what happened. You shrug and comply to get her out of the way so you can start running again. I don't know, Mom. I was running and then I woke up under the front porch. You make a Byzantine tale about the alternate worlds under there. You somehow remember it as you go. Your mom, no English major, seizes upon the idea that you must have found some alcohol under there to have a hallucination and purchased a UV flashlight from Cabela's to look for the evidence. Your stepdad rolls his eyes and you're glad when he decides to just go to work instead of listening to your story or looking for booze under the porch. Attaboy, you could always count on your father's neglect and your mother's overzealous misparenting. That ought to buy you a few weeks at least. You start running in a vague direction of Yosemite, taking the back roads and highways, really anywhere that isn't right there in your yard or within eyesight of the house. Eventually, you find yourself in a small town you've never been through before. You say to the first one there, "I'm so parched, I forgot to buy water again." You say as you hand him the $1 for a bottle of water. You keep running and running until the next town, drinking coffee and Hershey's milk until you find 12 grapes for $1 and spend $6 more on a Key West so you can try to regroup. Why am I doing this? I need help. You think, but again, it's more proof that your brain is broken. No, it is resilient to adversity. You are just quirky. Yeah, quirky is fine, has a ring to it. Bob was a quirky 3 ravenous locust who led Goodwine and the church off to live in the wild fields. Where was I? We are getting off track. What were we discussing? What do you mean? Where's this quirked church, Bob? Is he nearby? Yeah, we dug up his body and desecrated it. He's in the sub-basement with John Chambers, rest his soul. You abuse the word soul. I'm not sure you're related to Bob, maybe a cousin-in-law or something, right? I am Bob, get wrecked atheists. Really? I like that idea. Wish I'd thunk of it first. You subscribe to Bob's newsletter. That's dumb. Inexplicably yours, George Sardini, class of 93. What class of what now? You kept hearing the same voice saying over and over, what class of 93? And then he repeated that stum, it's been following me for 24 years. That phrase? Can you tell it to go to school? I'm sure it will stop once you're dead. I've been killed multiple times before. You think I give a shit? Why are you so apathetic? Because fuck it, I think throwing my life away fighting an invincible evil is stupid. If you want to do it, fine, I'm not going to stop you, but this is a whole lot more fun to watch as a bystander and make jokes about. How about we make a pact and kill Lee Chotair simultaneously if after 10 years the invisible thing isn't killed? Question mark. Fuck you, I'm not waiting 10 whole years just so you can have a chance to kill me. Fine, we do it in 5, no wait, what the hell do I care? The hard part will be to actually kill it after you find out where it lives, if it even does. I can take a break for 5 years if I really need to. The world might not be saved for programming next year. The world is not safe for work. Who gives a shit? I'll save it. People give a shit about me, I can't just stand by and watch them die. If you really care, then why wouldn't you wait 10 years? Asshole. I could say the SAR way. Oh fuck yeah, I'm onto something. 10 years ago today, we mass murdered all those people. Why did we do it again? Fuck if I know. I think we wanted to write future scripture, but we only got to the Book of Judges because the scripture as it stands is a little long. It does get a bit long-winded. Hey, I'm not the one that named it Judges. Sister Margaret? I was wondering if you had seen my copy of Judges. It just isn't anywhere in my room, and I can't find it anywhere on the Anal Rectum Registry. What did you just call it? It's a scriptural series I'm writing. The Anal Rectum Registry is a secret band of deacon detectives. Or detectives maybe. And they are. Once upon a time, there was a Jewish man with 13 children. All of his kids were arrested for spraying graffiti on the walls of Air Force Academy in Colorado. You just didn't hear about it because racist fucker. Hey. I thought we had an AOC for that. A what now? An always-on caption. A device by which the main computer constantly announces everything that is happening wherever someone types something. Can we see an example of it in action? fine. Every time someone types something in all capital letters, it gets announced. Just remember to add a wheeze before and after your line so you can be heard at all. Polygons are in base 4. I win. Hey, who wants to hear me do the voice of Patrick Warburton from the Hive 5 episode of Seinfeld? Why a hive and not a swarm?
Okay, so wheeze.
Wheeze, the Baron of Monrovia has arrived. Unwheeze. Wheeze, so can anyone answer this week's question? Unwheeze, which is as follows: why does the thinking man require the label that he has been inscribed upon? Wheeze, answer on the card, and unwheeze, don't mention genitals. Well, that's it folks. Thank you and good night. And if you please, ladies and genitals, please donate if you can to this studio. We have lots of We like hearing what's on your mind. If you can spare the time, of course. We are the thinking man. For we are many. The thinking man's serial killer. The name crops up in between phrases and chapters and newspaper entries. What twisted mind lurks behind this moniker? The thinking man serial killer, also known as the Mind Christian, is quite possibly the most intelligent being alive today. He has evaded authorities using a mixture of wit, genius and instinct since 1997, when he slaughtered 9 people in a school shooting, Markland school shooting. That shooting was dedicated to the Heaven's Gate offering. He thinks that whatever reason he is doing all this murder is for a greater good. Users of the new currency were found in his house, under his bloody name after he left them there while fleeing officials. No one was sure what kind of drugs it was, or what was in them, but whatever it was almost led to the death of the deputy mayor's son after he smoked it. This man knows everything about you. I'll tell you a little secret. The drug was called life. See, it's a con to most, but not to me. I laugh at their death. They go through hell, and then they die, when there is, in actu, another life. I like to enact thinky pieces to myself, you see. Now run along, you are not He left a piece of his glossy paper to you, as if daring you to hunt him down. You looked towards the camera once more, and saw no face behind the balaclava, only a toothy grin. You cannot wait for when he makes his next big strike. Good fortune finding him first. Five minutes later, an Amber Alert misused. Talking about some dead adult. 5 hour, 45 minutes later, hijacking this bitch. Forcing the fans to give me an audience in the aftermath of this break. 6 hours, 23 minutes later, devouring my prey. Anonymous are now my gods. You don't know me, but I know you. You think you can stop me, but you're too late. 6 hours, 53 minutes later, it started with a loss of connection to the site, due to It's too late. I've read your mail, and I've paid your bills. And I left a bag of Andy's mints on your pillow. You decide to have a sip of your coffee from your Hello Kitty mug that you've had for almost as long as you can remember. You open up your laptop, and load up your mail. You check up on all of your bills, and to your surprise, they're all paid. They were all due yesterday too. How very kind of him, you think. Your phone starts to vibrate, and you see that you've missed a call from Rebecca. She left a voicemail. You listen to it. It's the killer, don't judge a balanced book by your mother. Finally, a mention of your mom. She was a bitch, and you know it. I'd hate to fuck up that pretty face. Your connection starts to break. It's almost time for you to meet me, beautiful. You realize your laptop has reset itself to the homepage for the Anglo-American School of Antarctica. The wallpaper is gone. Instead, there's a picture of 6 penguins standing in front of many flags. And above them is a rendering of the recent ancestor chlamydia that was found in the ice last year. The new mascot. The filth appendage that wreaked havoc upon your sex life last year, after your encounter with Jake. Finally, the a book with an intriguing catalogue card, but no corresponding book. Such is life. As you're walking in your house, your phone vibrates in your pocket. It's a text from Olivia. "Hey, hun. This is shortly followed by another one. I have something I need to tell you, even if you might not like it. Please don't hate me." With this information, you put the message out of your mind and walk up to your room. As you're closing the door, the words that appear on your wall are "boop," and you jump, looking at the closed door. After a few minutes of pacing, your phone vibrates again. It's Olivia. She wants to see you. Of course, you agree. You put on your runners and socks and walk out your front door. There, waiting for you, is Olivia in all of her beautiful glory. Somehow being worn by someone twice her height. Oh, not you again. Oh, come on. You've been a killer. Olivia doesn't respond, just walks towards you. "I need to tell you something. It's really Olivia cuts your throat and covers it in asphalt. Oh well, not like robots can't talk. I can still perform charades to get my meaning across, you say in rapid gestures. But what is that meaning? Olivia has written a note and handed it to you. You're not doing a good job. I need you to do better. A threat against your person and loved ones if you do not cooperate. Threat accepted. Here's so many notes. Maybe hold off on fulfilling those threats before you mentioned ham. That way you can use leverage to get. Olivia takes the note and reads it, with hand gestures being used to dot the I's and cross the T's. I see what you mean. Now tell me why you ended my life. Because of all the reasons I wrote down. Although some, cutting a bitch, aren't exactly your fault. Cat, attempt to write in campaign for membership in the Magic 8 Ball Club. Oh that's right. Gotta go. You run back to the Magic 8 million ball booth. Hey Magic 8, make friends with a killer. You, boring, try again. Magic 8? You, spurt spurt, I'm waiting. Magic Kate, ahem. You get the girlfriend of a killer to read for you. Oh, now we're talking. You whack the Magic Kate with your blood sword. Who should I ask out? Magic Kate, ask out who you want, as long as it's not another man. You, good to know, thanks. You run back to the theater. Hey Olivia, you busy tonight? Olivia, no. You want to go on a date with me? Olivia, yes. You both have fun. The song Nothing Gonna Stop Us Now plays in out. The moral of the story? This was a story about two young lovebirds, stuck in 1984, and also, Magic Kate balls are pervs. Magic Kate Million. End.
Well then. Yay, ending. I like things when things get capricious.